EB's back and I'm gonna throw a party. Hey la, my EB's back, it's been gone such a long time now. Hey la, my EB's back. This is my original EB, and I just got it back from the Luthier, and in this episode I would like to introduce you to my Luthier. I have been having my guitar repairs done at the same place, Chicago School of Guitar Making, since I've been told forever. So I tried to figure out how many years I've been going there, and a friend of mine said just forever, that as they recall, as a little kid, I would throw my guitar on my tricycle and pedal wildly down to have my guitars fixed there. And I think that might be an exaggeration. You know, I may have used my tricycle, but that's because I kept it and I liked it. What happened with the EB is that the bridge was lifting. So it was about 3/4 of the way off. And this has got electronics under it, and it's beyond my wheelhouse skill set. And whenever that happens, I bring it down to Ian. Okay, so now I'm going to demo that the electronics are still working in this little guy. And for fun, today, instead of putting it through the microphone, I'm going to use this little Honeytone amplifier. It's a little $20 mini amp, uses a 9-volt battery. And we're just going to go ahead and see how this comes through. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it okay on the mic. Really fun amp. Okay, here we go, just a little A minor jam. All right. So some of you might be wondering, but Mary, we've seen the EB in your videos throughout this whole period. What do you mean you're just getting it back? Well, I couldn't wait based on, the logistics of getting the guitar over there and then getting it fixed. There was a little bit of gap where I didn't have access to my EB, and so now my EB has a brother. I got another one to get me through that gap period. So, this is not like a Ramirez classical guitar, but I love playing this. I can definitely tell the difference between a full-size body guitar, but I just think these are delightful. I like the sound. I like the flexibility. And as you notice, you can plug it into a little tiny mini amp and just enjoy the sound. You get a lot of different tones out of this little guy in a variety of different situations. So let me tell you the difference about these two guitars. This one has higher strings, and I left it at the factory settings. So the difference with the higher action for me is that if I want to bend a string, play different styles, doing something where I just want to bend that up right away. Now this upper string is going under my fingers. My fingers are sliding under there, or else the string is getting caught in between the fleshy part of my finger and the fingernail. So what I end up doing if I want to bend is I will actually use the pick to pull the string above it out of the way. And that's a little extra work, still fine. But what I've done over the couple of years that I've had my original EB is, tinkered with the settings. So now this guy is he is set up really, really advantageously to me. So I've got, I know you all are going to groan when you hear Mary, why did you do that? This is at a 2.5 here on the 6th string. And then over here on the 1st string, it's a 2.25. So to me, this feels almost like an electric guitar setup. These strings are like almost laying on the neck. And so that means, any little time I do the tiniest little change here, I hear it, for my vibratos, my fingers push the strings out of the way instead of sliding under them when I want to bend. And so it's just set up perfectly for me. It's a delight to play. I like the way it sounds. I love the way the neck feels. And it was totally worth it to me. And then plus, I've been through so many different scenarios with this little guitar. This is my travel guitar that I bring to various places to play. Especially, we won't get into all that detail, but anyway, I have history with this guitar and I just love it. So now, without any further ado, let me bring you over to Ian, my luthier. Welcome to the Chicago School of Guitar Making, where you will find every piece of equipment you might need to maintain or create a guitar. Here, Ian is working with a student on an instrument being built in a guitar making class. This is going to be a bass. Here we see a neck design being crafted together by another student for a guitar, the beautiful Tree of Life layout. And now, Ian. So, Ian, what did it take to fix the guitar? Just give me some information. It plays great.
Well,
I'm loving it.
This little Nino, this little Cordoba came in with the bridge. Was it off or was it just lifting up? I can't remember.
It was lifting up, so it was about 3/4 of the way off.
Yeah. So we finished removing it, and there was some delamination of the top. There's surprisingly little visual fallout from that.
So what does delamination mean?
It means that the wood grain is splitting up.
Okay.
So when the bridge came up, it tore some of the wood with it. So we were able to patch that back together, resurface the underside of the bridge and the top of the guitar, relocate the bridge, and glue it back on using long specialized clamps and a custom-made clamping caul inside the body of the guitar. It cleaned up rather nicely. I'd like to cut a new saddle for it sometime. This one is injection molded plastic, and it's rather loose in the slot. Things could be improved by cutting one that fits properly, but it's certainly serviceable and it's good.
And I'm sure the electronics add to the difficulty of having to fix something like this. What do the electronics look like under there? Is there a strip?
It's a strip with piezo crystal elements in it, and
Okay.
that's the transducer that sends the signal out to the amplifier. The way the piezo element is sandwiched under the saddle determines what it sounds like. So if it's a loose fit, then you get sort of a random result. It's working fine now, and it's serviceable. So the old adage, if it's not broken, don't fix it, kind of comes into play.
Okay.
But there's always room for improvement, and you can always add another chapter on.
And it looks great. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
My name is Mary, and this is my guitar. I got it back, I believe, in the 70s, and it takes me a long time to pick out a guitar. I try everything on the wall. So after a lot of hunting, I found this, and then it didn't hurt that it had this ornate fretwork on it, which I really appreciate, and then all the woodwork. I like all the detail that was put into it. But it sounds more like a jazz guitar, and that was the selling point.